Hello, my friends. Doing weird things with my hands again. I'm Gerrold. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with the books I've chosen to read in November. I've got some hefty boys here. When the months get colder, I always seem to lean towards reading fantasy rather than horror. I don't know what it is. Also, it could be that after October, like, I do just need like a tiny bit of a palate cleanser, especially after reading as many books as I did this last month in October. I was a fucking maniac. I'm hoping I can keep up some of that pace for November because, like I said, I picked some chunky boys. But it's not only fantasy, and I'm here to tell you about it. So let's get on with it already. First book here, top of the pile. This is A Rose for Her Grave and Other True Cases, Anne Rule's Crime Files, Volume 1. It's by Anne Rule. It's the first volume of her crime files. I've been collecting these. I want to start reading them. These consist of like a couple different shorter stories put into one book. It doesn't say like in the table of contents who these stories are about, otherwise I would tell you guys, but I don't really want to like dig through it a bunch and try to find that out. I'm excited to get into this though. I've read quite a few of Anne Rule's books, but I don't know if I've ever read any of these true crime files ones, so I'm going to do that. Next, I have my only horror book this month. That is The House Next Door by Anne Rivers Siddons. And this is about a woman who lives in a house, and there is a house beside her house, and the woman notices that the families who move into this house, oh my god, I can't speak, they always seem to have some sort of misfortune, whether it be like a scandal or a death. Whatever it is, the house seems to be cursed, and that's really all I know about this. That's really all I want to know about this. I'm really looking forward to picking this one up finally. Next, I'd like to finally get to Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. He was the author of one of my very favorite series when I was a kid, the Aragon books. And this is, besides like a collection of short stories from like the Aragon world, I'm pretty sure this is the first book since then, and that was years ago that the Aragon series wrapped up. So I'm highly looking forward to this. This seems very different than where he went with Aragon. So this takes place in outer space, first of all. So not fantasy, seems pretty strict sci-fi. This is about a woman who is exploring kind of like a, I don't know, kind of an anomaly that they found, and inside of this thing there's like a room with an artifact in it, and when she touches the artifact, something happens, and it basically calls this race of aliens, and she's stuck wearing this like exoskeleton almost. And so she has to find out like how that's connected to these aliens, if at all, and how do we communicate with them, and why are they attacking us, and all sorts of stuff like that. So this is a very thick book. I love the cover of this so much. It's really gorgeous, and I love also the spine of this, how it just says the author's last name. Yeah, really beautiful book. I'm hoping that I like this because I've put a lot of hype in my mind into this book. Hopefully it'll be good. Another sci-fi book that I have this month is called Hella by David Gerrold. I'm assuming his last name is. You know me, didn't look it up. So this is about a world named Hella, a planet, I believe, and people are trying to settle it. And it's like Earth, but obviously the life forms on this planet are not like Earth life forms, and I mean, that's all I got from the back of this. There's got to be more. I'm excited about it. It has an alligator on it, or a crocodile, or some sort of Hella-ish creature. Don't know what it is. Very excited about this humans exploring a different world kind of a thing, especially when it centers on like the natural science of this new planet. That really is exciting to me. Okay, this was one of my 5-star predictions. I have one more after this, and last year I did so bad with these, so I'm very proud of myself that I've gotten 8 out of 10 so far finished, and plan on getting 9 out of 10 finished this month. This is The Grand Dark by Richard Kadrey. This is another kind of sci-fi sounding book, maybe like sci-fi fantasy twist. It takes place in a place called Lower Prazawa. They just got over being in wartime, so now the city is prospering, but like maybe along with like the city prospering, like the underworld of the city is also prospering. And I don't know, it talks about like gambling and automatons and stuff like that. It seems very interesting, like a gritty fantasy sci-fi novel. I'm looking forward to this one. I hope it's as good as I think it might be. Next, my list of chunky books is Darkdawn by Jay Kristoff. This is the 3rd book in the Nevernight series. I'm very proud of myself for sticking with this and reading it through to the end. This is the final book, and I've really liked the story so far. The first book is about a young woman named Mia Corveri, and she is trying to train to be an assassin. And that's really it. She is something called a Darkin, and she has these powers with the shadows, and it's very interesting. I really like where this series has gone, and I can't wait to get to the conclusion and figure out if Mia fulfills her destiny. Okay, last but not least is the chunkiest book of all. This is A Dance with Dragons by George R.R. Martin. This is the 5th book in the Songs of Ice and Fire series. This is the last one that's currently out, and I'm a little ways into it. I started this week, or I guess on the 1st, that would have been. Today's the 2nd. So I started it yesterday is what I'm trying to say. What the fuck? So it's kind of weird because the 4th book and the 5th book happen at like parallel times, just with different characters. So like picking up this book, I'm like, wait, didn't he already do that? But then I realized like it's from that other character's point of view, so that hasn't happened yet. I don't really know how I feel about the choice to do that, but I guess I'm gonna see where it goes. The 4th book was probably my least favorite of all the books. It was like, I realized that these characters have to do this stuff that might be not so exciting in order to get to the more exciting parts, but it seems like so much of that was just not super exciting, and like the 3rd book was so exciting, and so I'm hoping that the 5th book picks up a little bit. It's a chunky boy. I was able to find it through my library, the audiobook. So I'm alternating doing that, and that helps me get through these chunky books a little bit more quickly, because I start to flounder a little bit when I'm reading the same book for too long, and I get like anxious, and I feel like I'm trapped in this weird relationship with this book. And audiobooks do help that when I'm able to, you know, get one through my library. So Howl is licking himself. It's very noisy. Please stop it. Yes, you're very clean. You're very cute. Anyways, that's what I have planned for November. We have obviously Thanksgiving break from school, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to do a lot of reading through that. I might also be doing the Tome Topple readathon this month. I've been trying to, because they happen a couple times a year, and it just has not worked out for me so far this year, so I'm really hoping I can do it in November. I'm thinking about saving some of these maybe for that. I'll get back to you if I decide to do a TBR for that. That's it. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you plan on reading this month. Does your reading shift with the seasons? Like, do you get into different genres depending on what season it is? Interesting thought. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.